Hello, happy Wednesday. New background, I just built a desk, but what we're going to be doing today and what we're going to be doing this week is we are going to be looking at the most significant Giants numbers in franchise history, and today we are starting out with number 10. The most significant Giants who wore number 10 included Kent Graham, Brad Van Pelt, Fran Tarkenton, who based off of my Norm Snead video seems to be a fan favorite, Jeff Eagles, who wore the number for 1 year before Eli Manning was drafted in 2004. Let's start with Kent Graham. He was a Giant in 1992 to 1994 with a combined 0-4 record as a starter, but after a 2-year hiatus in Arizona, he returned in 1998, and after a huge defeat by the Green Bay Packers in 1998, Danny Cannell was benched by coach Jim Fassel, and Kent Graham went on to go 5-1 in the games he started, and the team miraculously finished 8-8 in 1998. Brad Van Pelt from 1973 to 1983 was a light on a Giants team that was pretty bad. Now, the league didn't start tracking tackles as a stat until 1994, but Van Pelt was a 5-time Pro Bowler for 5 consecutive years in between 1976 to 1980, and amongst various voters and sources, he was a first-team All-Pro and second-team All-Pro from that same stretch, 1976 to 1980. Here is Brian Kelly talking about Van Pelt and how Marty Schottenheimer put Van Pelt in the best position possible to be successful.
Stuff like that. So Marty, he decided to put him over the tight end. And once he got over that tight end, he was head up with the tight end, and the tight end was at the same levels. He just could do anything with that tight end. His legs were huge, and he just used them as power, and he would just stand the tight ends up. And I mean, the tight ends were helpless. I mean, as far as against the run, he just throw the tight end anywhere. He had that kind of strength with his legs.
Eli Manning wore number 10 for a long time, had some success. He's probably more well known for his Twitter page now. And Jeff Eagles in 2003, punter for Big Blue, wearing number 10, switching to number 17 the next year, and then he actually had to switch to number 18 after that because Plaxico Burress came here. So, there you go. Number 10. Today we are talking about another significant number in Giants franchise history, number 88. This list certainly required me to learn about some new and exciting players, including Aaron Thomas, Bobby Johnson, and Mike Sherrard. Aaron Thomas is the Giants franchise leader in AV, according to Pro Football Reference, meaning they have determined that Thomas has brought the most value to the Giants while wearing the number 88. And Thomas's resume as a tight end in the 60s is pretty impressive. He averaged 17.5 yards per reception in his entire career, including a season in 1965 where he averaged over 23 yards per catch. In 117 games with the Giants, he had 35 touchdowns, including an impressive catch during the Mud Bowl against the St. Louis Cardinals. We all know Hakeem Nicks and the value he brought to the Giants. In his 2 best seasons in 2010 and 2011, he had a combined 2,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, 155 catches, and averaged over 14 yards per catch during that 2-year stretch. He also had a historic 2011 postseason as well that isn't talked about enough in my opinion. Ike Hilliard, if I could be like Ike, was a Giant for 8 years and was a fan favorite and an awesome compliment to Amani Toomer during the late 90s and early 2000s. The story of Bobby Johnson is a wild one, and his 3 seasons with the Giants, he was extremely productive, but he could not stay in the league because of his addiction to cocaine. Unfortunately, a career cut short. And Mike Sherrard, 2 starting years in blue, they were also kind of sneaky productive. And as we all know, Evan Ingram, still on the team, and hopefully his time in blue is nowhere near finished.